Salut, je m'appelle Yakini the Free. Enchanté de te rencontrer. Comment tu vas? Ah, bien, bien. Est-ce que, est-ce que vous parlez anglais? Un peu. Hey everyone, this is Yakini the Free here. On day, let's see, I think it's 22 for day 22 for the Hell Hades Free to Play Challenge 2025. Just greeting anybody that understands my unpracticed French. It's been a few years. But a neat thing about French, in particular the city of Paris. It has the world's most tourists pre-COVID anyways. They used to get 80 million tourists a year to the city of Paris. And if you break that down, it's 219,000 people a day, which breaks down to 2.5 people per second came as a tourist to Paris. So if you think your city, wherever you're from, has a lot of tourists, nobody comes close to what Paris used to have. 2.5 tourists per day show up in the city. So I'm going to show the leaderboards in Raid Shadow Legends Hell Hades 2025 free to play challenge. Once I go to the right window I have open, Yakini the Free has been bumped slightly by Rob the Nice Guy 2 has rocketed up the leaderboard. Shout out to them. Whatever they've done, I think they finally started getting in the nightmare, but they've really forced the issue. And this is an excellent race for second place here. We're all within like 50 points of each other. And it's doing this. It's quite interesting. I appreciate it. Trying to catch the Gorian dares, though, it's a very difficult thing. So today's video, I'm going to show you my deepest push I've ever done in any of the dungeons thus far. So we'll scroll up to get it so that you can see the overall in the dungeons here. And forget all this stuff at the top. Nothing's really changed, okay? I'll show you on another video when I've progressed a little bit, but I did a nightmare hit, and I'm at the bottom here with almost 12 million. But if you look over on the right at Dragon 24, Yakety the Free, Dragon 24 with 2 rares, with a completely free-to-play lineup. Dragon 24 might be 7 minutes, but it's been 100%. So I'm going to show you my Dragon 24 run on auto in this upload, and then I'm going to go into Nightmare Clan Boss for the first time with 4 T6 Masteries, because I just put Giant Slayer, or sorry, War Master onto Gore. So let's see what happens. I've changed the Masteries, so he no longer has the defense Masteries, and I'm going to stick him in Dragon. And I'm telling you, when this first came out, this game, like if you did stage 20 on Dragon after a year as free to play, you were like, yeah, I'm a king. 3 weeks in now, the way that this game is going with, and I'll show you my relics and all these things I have in Alice. But without further ado, and at level 50, 1-star ascended, unbooked Ugo is in this dungeon. So part of the issue for the waves here is this Crimson Helm, okay? This hero right here with that shield and whatever, and they put on a provoke and a block damage and all that hoo-ha. Alice's opening move, I don't have any AI team set up for this. I just let them fly, okay? But Alice hit everybody with her A2, and they all get an immediate cooldown. So it negates Crimson Helm's use. It's just a meat shield without the block damage and the provoke. Also, Spirit Host that can cleanse off all these debuffs. Her skill's on cooldown. So everybody here, as you're looking, this is stage 24. Okay, they were susceptible to all that damage because there was no provoke on me. The reason that I'm quite okay with Ugo staying at level 50 currently is that she becomes the aggro target of all these mobs at the start, and then Tagore just reses her up. She gets healed up by Apothecary. Bob's your uncle. However you want to say it, whatever catchphrase you have, Tagore has made this possible. Everywhere I've made it, where I couldn't believe in 2 weeks where I was getting with an Armiger, now in 3 weeks, not even 20 days, auto farming stage 24 on Dragon. I used this exact same team. I saw, I think it was Hell Hades. I was like, hey, he's done 22. I'm like, let me give it a go. And I one shot every stage on full auto straight through, even 21, which is Force Affinity. And this lineup just gets it done, okay, because of Tagore. Everybody else does their job fairly decently, considering Ugo, like I said, is an unbooked, only a 50. But Tagore brings everybody back to life, gives everybody a shield. But this is the first run where he's got the, pardon me, the damage masteries on the far left tree, the red ones, okay? So whenever he hits the boss, which two of his moves hit the boss, he might hit it for a War Master. And this by no means is going to be fast. It's 7 minutes to 8 minutes, but it's 100%. Dragon 24, man. Day 20, free to play. I couldn't believe it when I kept pushing. And I felt bad because I'm spamming, the screenshot of the clear in Discord, but I was just like, hey guys, look what's possible. Because I know there's people that have this exact lineup. And when I show you the gear, especially on like my Tagore, he's in everything's a level 12, even less, and it's like I got some green stuff and it's not the correct stats. People will say that's what I thought, but they're effective. He's not dying. He's keeping people alive. Now, part of the issue with the clearing time is that Alice, I no longer have her in an accuracy chest. So she's hitting harder, which is helping clear the waves to get to the boss, but she doesn't land the smite debuff like you see there on Crimson Helm near as often on the boss. At least on the other stages, when it's the weak affinity for her, like against this spirit boss, she seems to land it at least once. But when that boss gets that purple shield bar for the special ability like this big, that smite chunks it right down. So that he doesn't get Scorch. Is it Scorch? I forget what Hellraiser's ability is called. But my heroes don't get stunned. But the benefit of having an all magic lineup is even if they do get stunned, the boss doesn't really hit them. I haven't seen them get crit yet, and if they do, I still don't think the boss can one shot my heroes if they don't have that weaken debuff on. I thought it was important to show you the entire run so that you can see the wave control that Alice can provide for you and the idea of having a tank that isn't a tank, like Wukong. When I bring Wukong in, he's the perfect tank because everybody attacks him and they waste their abilities, their A2s, their A3s on him, and he just reses himself. So not having a self-reser, it just makes sense to make it Ugo. She's strong enough that she can take, two hits as you're noticing. But with two other supports here, there's enough time to keep her healed up or res her up for the next cycle of the mob's turns in the waves. And I'm pretty excited about the clan boss. I've set up so far for a 4-key nightmare on Void Affinity only. I've never done 4 keys yet. Today's going to be the first day. But this is the first time now that Tagore is going to start doing some decent damage because Apoth is doing like 1.3 million. Anyways, I should stay on target, sorry, with this Dragon 24 run. And if you're looking at the lockdown that's going on here from Ugo, that's a level 50, but I think she's got like 200 accuracy. She's landing all her debuffs. Like Ugo's a great hero, but she doesn't have a real res. Everybody's got to be dead for her to res them. Tagore instead gives everybody that big shield of 10, 11k or whatever. That's a big shield for me. Brings them all back up and then gives them that shield. So in Clan Boss, it gives an opportunity. And in other places like here, you'll see if anybody dies during the dragon, Tagore will res them and give them a 10k shield. And then Apoth will give them a quick heal. I don't want to talk too much about their gears right now, but Apoth doesn't have 100% crit. And if you can do it, I suggest you give him 100% crit. That way his heal is always going to be like the full heal every time. I'm working on it. I just wanted to make sure that my Apoth wasn't going to die. Excuse me. So if Alice can get a smite debuff on right now, it would have been great. Because I don't know if you saw earlier uploads or if you know this. Oh, the leech went on. But when the boss stands up right here to start that shield in their ability, that counts as an ability. So the smite would proc, and that whole purple bar would just get chunked right off. But I'm not too concerned. As I said, I've done this 3 or 4 times now. It's never failed. It's all been within like 7.5 minutes. But Alice doesn't have an accuracy banner. She got an attack banner. That's all I had. I'm hoping, I think it's tomorrow's login, that 6-star banner comes. If it's accuracy, Speed or not, it doesn't matter. If I can give my Alice another like 80 accuracy, oh man, because that smite debuff on clan boss is huge damage. Look at kill. Oh, and in case you don't know, I was watching a Nub Raids video, and someone in the comment said in the sections like, "Why don't you put Nature's Bounty on kill?" And as you saw, it just worked. My 4-star kill, instead of putting a baby poison, put a big poison from his A1, and it makes more sense than Phantom Touch to me because they both have the 30% chance or whatever your blessing level grants to land a extra damage touch or a bigger version of his poison. So on Clan Boss, that's 25k damage. Whereas to my knowledge, the Phantom Touch doesn't provide 25,000 damage when it procs. So it makes more sense to put Kale in Nature's Bounty. And as you're seeing here, I haven't landed a smite yet with Alice. There it is. So watch, when the boss takes a turn, you just watch this huge chunk fall right off. Even if I don't get that shield down now, this boss, I don't think it gets to get another, what is this ability? Inhale. The boss isn't going to get inhale again. But yeah, stage 24. Okay. Boom. Big chunk. GG, fool. So yeah, this was the longest run so far. It's going to be 8.5 minutes, but it's 100%, man. I think it's 18 energy. Like, you don't want to be wasting this. So 25. I tried stage 25. I left it to auto, went alt tab. I came back, couldn't make it past the first wave. I might be able to manual stage 25, but there really is no point except for bragging rights. Ooh, let's see what this destroy set is. Flat defense. I don't have a use for that. So you can't see it, but Tagore did 921,000 heals with 257,000 damage. But that Giant Slayer on Apoth, that's what gives him all his damage. Alice did 2.6 million in damage. There's something special about that all magic lineup. It shouldn't do what it did from what I'm used to in this game, but because of relics and stuff that are in here and the new sets and like the game's gotten a lot easier. Now we're going to go into Nightmare Clan Boss, and we're going to do my second key for the day. I forget what my first hit was here. 11.89 million. It was a personal best. Okay, let's make sure I've got the extractor running. In case you're wondering if you're having any issues, like you're like, I just did this and it's not showing on the leaderboards or whatever, I have the extractor open and I upload every so often. I don't just upload when I'm done my gaming session for the day. I have to do this on manual, pardon me. But Apoth usually gets to go twice now ahead of the boss because of his speed is 248, I believe it is. Oh, that's perfect. So to start Alice on the cycle on the first hit there, couldn't go any better so far. Now, this is Nightmare. This is day 20. And this is a completely free-to-play lineup as I'm a free-to-play player. I was just fortunate enough to get Jarrag. And if you're not familiar with this, Jarrag in the middle here, killed and get the Nature's Bounty. Jarrag does the decrease down of, I think it's a 60% on his A1, but mine's only a level 50, so it's kind of hard for him to be consistent currently, but I fully booked him. He also is an ally protector, and he'll give people increased defense. And if they get hit for more than 20% of their HP in one move, he grants them a continuous heal, 15% continuous heal. So come on, War Master. No War Master for Tagore. Now, my stun target is usually Kale. The way that this works, as you see that I have that increased defense on Alice. So since she just procced an extra turn, I think she might become the stun target. She procced the smite debuff again, which at first you'd be like, oh man, that's a good thing, right? Oh, good, it's Kale, because Kale's got less HP. But the idea for me, I don't ever want it to go on when the boss is doing that punch, this crushing force, because crushing force doesn't count as an ability. So I just lost 250,000 damage because of Alice's timing. So you're also going to notice with my Alice, I only do A once. That's it. I'm just trying to get her as many Giant Slayer procs as I possibly can. Oof. So the fact I don't know if I can push my Jarrag to get a second turn. I'm going to try because it's still early. The boss is weak, right? But I have a meter booster in Apothecary that I'm hoping I can push Jareg ahead. But he's kind of slow. I think he's only at like 170. Anyways, the idea is it's a 4-turn cooldown on his ally protect. So I either need somebody that reduces cooldown like Painkeeper, or somebody like Apoth that gives a meter boost. All right, and then this has worked for me. But I'm not on a speed tune by any means. There's no real timing to this team. I'm just trying to get as many turns in ahead of the boss as possible. And you're noticing here, like Alice is pretty consistent with something that only has a 30% chance to land, and I think she has 130 accuracy, so she's doing fairly well against the Nightmare Clan boss here. And you'll also notice I'm saving Tagor's heal for the time being. I don't need to use his A2. Speed boost is on everybody currently, anyways. And I don't know if you're seeing that 47,000 number. Okay, that's the Giant Slayer and the War Masters going off. And if you put on a decreased defense and a weaken, it increases that number. So I think it goes up to 77,000 on Nightmare for instead of 47,000. So I'm losing 30K per Giant Slayer and War Master, which is definitely a huge difference when you're attempting to get a 3 key instead of a 4 key. So you're also noticing my Apothecary is probably going to come out with, like I said, 1.5 million damage. I don't know about Tagore. It doesn't look like Tagore has actually landed too many War Masters as of yet, but he's still new. He just learned that spell. Come on, Tagore, get it in there. Nothing. If you don't know, Giant Slayer primarily, you get it on people that have a 3 or a 4 hitting A1. Wow, Alice has been very consistent landing that, but just at the wrong moment here. So the other issue that you might find when you're using a lineup similar to this is that Tagore grants a increased defense to the person with the lowest HP at every A1 that he uses. But if everybody is at max health, he's just going to give it to your leader first. So that's how I mitigate the stun most of the time being on Jareg. Okay, and some people will tell you like, well, now your damage dealer Kale, you don't want him to get stunned. I'm okay with Kale being stunned. I don't want Alice to be stunned. I don't want my 4-turn cooldown tank to be stunned. Apoth, I'm okay if Apoth gets stunned, okay? But I don't want Tagore to be stunned. His cooldowns are a long time. So the fact that the boss trades off, that's why I kept all this HP on Alice. So before I get confused here, this is the spray. So I thought I'd get one more turn with Tagore. Oh, so I bought some accessories in the clan shop, so that 5% chance just proc for Tagore there. That was another reason why I wanted to get his War Master going, because he's wearing that retaliation banner. So if he comes back and gets a free hit in with a War Master, like that's pretty good news. So again, you'll see here everybody's got increased defense and ally protect from Jareg. Okay, and again, like I said, right after this, I'll show everybody the gear, the stats, the masteries, and the relics. I keep forgetting about relics, but I picked up a couple relics that are on my support that they make a big difference. So what do we want to do with Apoth? Let's give everybody a boost, because Crushing Force, the punch is about to come. And I'm not landing much. I don't know if you're noticing, but Jareg hasn't got the attack down for quite often. He's missed it. And that's important. You want to live a long time in Nightmare Clan Boss and Ultra Nightmare, you better get that decreased attack up. Because you're noticing, like, that was a pretty substantial shot so far. It's only turn 12. And Kel lost, like, at least 20% HP because he got the buff. But Jareg's only at level 50. And he's got nothing beyond the first 2 tier masteries, which I'll show you. So once I get him max mastery, this should be an easy 4-key every day currently. So now watch, with the Apoth boost, this is how I get away with a 4-turn cooldown for my ally protect. Only because of how quick Apothecary is. Being 248, Apoth is 2-1 on the boss because of the speed boost and the meter boost. Woo, that was a big hit. So Jareg's also in 4-piece Guardian set. So he takes 10% of all the damage everybody gets hit with anyways, on top of having his ally protect damage that he's absorbing. Once I get him to 6-star, if he still has to be in my clan boss team in a couple more weeks, he's definitely going to get 6-star. But he's not my priority currently. I'm pushing hard for the Arbiter missions. I want to get, I just 6-starred Sabitha yesterday. So that's my Void, so that I can get a 6th Ascension for Void. Wukong will be my Spirit. Ugo's going to be for my Magic. I don't think I need to heal yet. And I definitely want to do somebody that isn't War Maiden for the Force. There we go. There you go, Alice. But I haven't pulled anybody that's worthy. I haven't, in 3 weeks, I've pulled a Aothar. So, as I said, my Force Affinity, it's going to look like War Maiden. Wow, that was a big chunk of damage Kale took there. And this is the problem with having an inconsistent decrease attack on anybody. If you have like a Stagnite, Stagnite's really good, especially against Void Affinity. Yeah, he lands it quite often. But you'll notice here, I think my Jarrag dies because I don't have decrease attack. I don't know if he's landed it once, actually. Jarrag, you're gonna get benched, buddy. You got to get that decrease attack up there, man. Oof, yep. So nobody dies. Nobody comes close to death if he's got his A1 landing. But being without an accuracy banner, I think he's only like 130 accuracy. It's hard for him. If I can get 10.7 million, oh, it's not, oh, that's bad. I don't like it being Tagore. No, we'll save that boost. Let me show you something there. There's a reason I saved that boost. See how Apoth is going to get ahead of the boss here? Because if I boosted while Tagore was still stunned, it doesn't do anything. Instead, I'm going to heal him. Ooh, that was a nice heal. And then Tagore is going to bring everybody with a shield. And Jarrag should survive this. So I'm pretty sure that's the end of the run. It's pretty close to 10 million, which is fine by me. That's all I need is 4 keys at 10 million and change. I'm going to get 200, 400,000 here. If I can get through one cycle, which I won't because I don't have decreased attack, this would have been like a 12 million on the key. But it's okay. I just did a personal best on the run before this. There we go. So far today, you can't see it. Tagore only did 200,000, so I don't think he landed any War Masters. That's actually crazy. Maybe he got one in, but whatever. So on Nightmare Clan Boss for 2 keys so far, 22 million, and it's only needed 39. So I'm quite happy with that. It's so far a consistent 4 key. My clan doesn't kill it, so I'm not worried about affinity swap. But I would much rather get 1 max chest on Nightmare than a max chest from Hard and 1 max chest from Brutal. It's just worth it. Now, to show you the gear, if you're still here. So I've got my Alice, and as I said, she's got an attack banner, but she's got a big chunk of HP on it. That's why she's not the stun target. Even after it swaps from what's his name from Jarrag, it goes to Kale. So this attack ring with the attack bonus, like that's huge, man. That's a big chunk there. She's got speed boost with the HP ascension. I just left it for the same reason that I'm telling you. If Alice isn't ever the stun target, more chances of brimstone. Okay, accuracy on the chest. Yeah, if you look, she's only got a 120 accuracy. It's very low. She's almost crit capped with her 4-star gloves. Okay. But I got her in the Relentless set. It's got some of the stats that I wanted. A little bit of speed. She's kind of quick for, a nuker. I had to get her quick. This was real lucky. A trip crit damage roll. But here's Tagore. Look at Tagore here. This does nothing for him. It gives him 13 resist. Tagore doesn't have debuffs and he's HP based. Okay. But you saw here, I just picked this up yesterday. It's a nice roll of speed. So my Tagore's got 212 speed. It helps him go ahead of the boss, right? But that 5% chance to counterattack with War Masters, that's my hope. I'm trying to cheese it, if you will, on the boss. Okay. And 50 resilience chest still, defense gloves. I did put a new weapon on him because I rolled double hit point and speed. I was obviously hoping for another hit point or speed instead of the accuracy, but you get what you get. That's good enough. I can't pick up a better helm currently. I don't have one available. but I'm not going to roll this to 16. And then basically the defense and the HP with the set bonus. The only reason he's wearing this. But look at his relic here. This demonic effigy. Okay, aside from that 2,500 HP almost, his turn meter increases by 10% whenever one of his allies die. So if four people die, he's going to get a 40% turn meter boost. It's big news when his ability's ready, but he's got a baby turn meter. All of a sudden, here's 40% turn meter. Okay, and it could potentially be 50% in Hydra. And then in his masteries, that's why I forgot to. That's pretty funny. I messed it up. I took lasting gifts, but he can't land War Master without a War Master on there. So again, there's another mistake. I have to farm another 200 scrolls. I'm not editing this video. That's why he didn't land War. I did it again. I did this for the Apothecary as well. That's too funny. Whatever. It's okay to have them maxed out, especially Tagore. So this Journal of Necrotos I picked up 2 days ago with Apoth. And you see here it says the wearer's heals and turn meter increase effects applied by 15% boost. And then with the gem, with another 10% on turn meter. So he's got a 25% boost to his turn meter, which gives 30%. So actually it's like 37.5 if my calculations are correct. Okay. That's too funny, man. No wonder why Tagore wasn't landing Word Masters. Let that be a lesson to you guys, okay? If you ever do something in this game, especially as a free to play, triple check before you make the cut. Otherwise, you're going to have to spend a couple refills of gems to get another 300 scrolls. And the reason that I'm in here is I wanted to show you 5-star Kale showed up in the shop today. Man, would this really help my account? But I only have 7 of the, I forget what that massive resource is called. So this was Yaki Do the Free, getting a personal best on Clan Boss without War Master that he thought he had, showing the community how a rank 4 account can still kind of be successful while making a pretty big mistake. Take care, everyone. Have a safe weekend.